It's the PokerNews Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 833rd episode of the PokerNews Podcast and the first from the 2024 World Series of Poker. We're still at Level 9 studio, but the WSOP is happening just down the street. I am once again in studio with my two favorite casino employees, Mike Holtz and Kyna England. Welcome for the WSOP. First show. We're doing 2 a week now. But as we say, I don't know if you guys are going to be here every week.
Sure.
Depends on how you guys go. But, I'm glad you're here for this one because as we're doing this, about midway through this $1 million cash game at Hustler Casino Live, and just through the first 2 days, there's been some hella action. We were just talking about it off the air. I mean, Texas Mike, kinda.
I love Texas Mike. I actually know Texas Mike from Chicago. He's from Chicago, I think. I don't know.
Texas Mike is from Chicago?
Yeah, I would play like $400 ring events with him like years and years ago.
This is number one bullshit.
Yeah,
Texas Mike's from Chicago. Miami John Cernuto, not from Miami.
He did work there at one time.
In Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, as a
so,
Dolphins
yeah.
fan, how would you not know? Chad Holloway knows everything.
And I love John Cernuto. Should be nominated for the Poker Hall of Fame. We'll have to see if that happens. But I mean, if there's a Hustler Casino Live Hall of Fame, I mean, Texas Mike has come on strong. He's a 2-time bracelet winner. I've known who he was for a while too, but he just has all of a sudden come into the cash game streets and is, I don't know, he's like a superstar in Hustler Casino Live right now. I don't know, the new Nick Airball, except for people actually love him.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I watched a few of the hands, probably watched like the middle hour or so of the first game, and it was just insane. Like Texas Mike got a big pair for sure.
There was a big hand, the old 10 deuce, paying homage to Doyle Brunson. We got a clip. Let's just show this clip. Just this insane bluff.
I feel like that's part of it. But yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. 16? 16. Yeah, so then they shouldn't be doing the phone shit. I'm against security. No, it's not that. The idea is in case someone communicates with the trading it?
Peter the Prophet. That was actually kind of nice. That was a little bit of a double meaning. Peter the Prophet. All right, I kind of dig that one too.
160.
Unfortunately for Hook, Mike has dust. Oh, he rips it on him. Huge play. Wow, repping a boat. Oh my God.
Sick.
Oh, it gets it through. Oh no. Oh no, he's going to get a doom zoom. He's 100% getting a doom zoom. There it is. They're getting closer. They're getting closer. Oh, he can't breathe.
That was a sick bluff.
Oh my God.
How did that happen? I'm snapping you there. Bang.
What? Breathe. Oh my.
You didn't even
Just-
have like... You never played with him before?
Oh my
He had
God.
It's
All
not
right,
like
hey, Doyle.
That was for Doyle. Doyle, if you're watching, Texas Mike.
You're going to have to splice that one together now. So include
that
some
was-
comments because
that
that
was
was do it
what?
as a voiceover. There you
Oh my God.
My comment is...
Doyle Brunson is a proud man of you.
All right, so there you have it. Just bluffing his ass off. I mean,
Dude, that was steamy, right? I don't know. That got me going a little bit. Woo! That was bold as fuck, man. Who has the stones? Texas Mike. Let's go.
That was pretty sick, actually. Like,
Yeah.
Really, really sick.
yeah. And, Texas Mike is doing quite well, but one person who is not is Tom Dwan, who we've talked about on the show before. He kind of $1 million down or thereabouts, I think it was. He had a 1.1 million bad beat. I watched a little bit when I could. Like I said, the World Series is happening, but I did put it on. And just watching Tom Dwan and Doug Polk go at it, I watched a hand where Polk bluffed him.
Yeah.
And then he folded or he called and paid it off, and then he folded to another bluff. Like Dwan just could never get it quite right. But
And he got really unlucky too in a few hands.
Oh, the Jack 10 and the Queen 10. That was kind of yucky.
Yeah, and then there was like one where he had 2 pair as well. I think my brain is completely scrambled from WSOP. So
Yeah, no, we're only 3 days in as we're recording this.
yeah, no. Yeah, that's great. Great stuff.
Speaking of Doug Polk, there was one big hand. We're going to show this clip here in just a second, but it was a pretty brutal trips over trips hand, but just one of the many entertaining hands that have happened on this $1 million live stream. Let's show that right here.
It's like 20 degrees hotter today than it was yesterday, isn't it?
There's like very weird breeze or air conditioning, something like that. Yeah.
Or maybe it was the seat I was in, but it feels
Got an
hot.
action flop here, and possibly a very, very ugly spot for Doug Polk. He's got a pair of 8s with a 9 kicker. Peter with trip 8s
Yeah.
and an ace kicker. Dwan gets out of the way. Now Doug has to decide, how does he want to play this? Trip 8s, but he's got kicker issues. And he does raise immediately. Doug down about 100,000 going into this hand. Peter already up over $250,000. Does make the call. Seven of hearts on the turn. Doug bets 48,000. Can't imagine a world where Peter's folding this just yet. Nope, he's going to make this call. 160,000 in there now. And as you can see, Peter a 4-1 favorite. The river's a 6. It is also a heart. Peter has the check mark. $160,000 in the pot. Peter, pumpkin eater on a heater. And it looks like about $110,000 bet. A very quick call. 115,000, a quick call. And Peter has won the 2 biggest hands of the night. It is all Peter all the time. Peter's world, we just live in it.
All right, so there you have it. Doug Polk, taking the worst of it in that one. But there are still 2 more days of this $1 million cash game going. And if Ryan Feldman tweets are any indication, it's only going to get bigger and better. And that's really going to start with Alan Keating, who is, we talked to Nikki Limo when she filled in. She got to play with him on the big game. He is a staple at Hustler Casino Live, drives the action. His VPIP is always up there. And Texas Mike missed day 2. He's got some health things going on with his heart.
Yeah.
But said he's feeling good enough to come for day 3, which is today as we're recording this. So I don't know, the Alan Keating Texas Mike in the same game has a lot of appeal to me.
Gotta say here, heart problems, the way he's bluffing, not shocked. No, but seriously, that is such a sick bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he also made like a sick play too, where like he 5-bet ripped ace king suited over like hands had 4-bet queens, and just like to 5-bet rip for $1 million. Like, I don't know. It was just bold. It was bold, and then hands folded the queens. So pretty exciting hand too. I can't wait to see. I will probably watch it again if Texas Mike's going to be on there again.
As we're recording this, like I said, through 2 days, they put out a tweet and it says the big winners. The player named Peter, I don't know much about him, but absolutely crushed it, is up $2.5 million.
He's from China, right? He's in China.
I think so.
Player, yeah.
I think he was just like, he won and he's like, okay, I'm going to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, he played
Good for
pretty
him.
well. There was something about him today, though, wasn't there? Didn't you see like some sort of hit and run?
Was that about him?
Yeah, I thought so. I didn't watch it though. Like I said, I didn't have any time to review it, but
no,
like
I
people were
didn't.
talking about that. It
Like
was
a literal hit and run in a vehicle, not hit and run a cash game.
No.
Yeah, he hit Doug Polk's Cybertruck on the way out. Yeah, it's all busted. It's bad.
I mean, we have to go back and watch it again, but like I heard just like dipped out, like doubled up his $1 million and just kind of left, and like Tom Dwan's stuck and he's like, I don't know, I don't know the facts behind it, but
I mean, if Peter's not looking to be a professional poker player and playing a lot of games, like shit, I
Yeah,
would.
no, who cares?
Boom.
Yeah.
win $1 million every day, peace out.
Hands is up 555K. Texas Mike up 516K. But as we said, 2 more days to go, and some big names still ready to go. We're recording 2 episodes a week, so we'll be sure to recap that in the next episode. But keep an eye on the Hustler Casino live stream. Let's transition to the WPT. World Series of Poker is happening, but the WPT came to town for a couple of days to play out some final tables, and one of them was the WPT Seminole Hard Rock Poker Showdown, where one of our friends Kyna was at that final table, and Josh Reichard. Hence the shirts.
Let's go, Josh.
Nobody gave me a Josh shirt. I'd be wearing it, but
You're not cool enough.
You were busy going deep in a tournament that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Now, if you remember, the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Showdown played down to the final table, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, but they always come, the WPT, to the HyperX Arena at Luxor to play out a couple final tables. Choctaw's final table is taking place today in a couple hours, so we don't know the result of that one. Something we'll have to share in the next episode. But in this particular one, we had Josh Reichard, Landon Tice, Jesse Lanis, Alex Queen, and Dylan Smith. And Aaron Kupin were the 6 that were returning. That's a pretty stacked final table.
No, it's ridiculous. It's a lot of studs there. I know 5 of the 6 of those guys, and that's not a final table that you're going to feel very comfortable at. You know what I mean? Like very high level stuff. Yeah,
it was, and the chip leads were going back and forth. Josh Reichard's rail, which you were on, and then I got to show up. That's where we got these shirts. They were made by Flop the World and Ben Valder over there. His whole crew, Josh Reichard's whole rail, had these on. They had these face tattoos. You had a tattoo on.
Yes,
didn't you?
I did. I did have a tattoo on.
Yeah, and these things, like the little face, his rail was absolutely awesome, and he ended up coming out on top, $839,000.
Such a sicko. Go, Josh, go.
Yeah, go, Josh, man. He's sick. He's got, 15 circuit rings?
Yeah, I think it's 15 or 16. He's an MSPT Hall of Famer. He just crushes in the Midwest.
How long has he been playing for? Professionally.
I made an MSPT final table with him back in Wisconsin in 2013, and he ended up winning that one, and I think he was playing a lot and maybe professionally back then.
Sure.
So it's been well over a decade. But,
oh, wow. Okay.
I think he's been playing since high school, he said. Yeah.
Professionally?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, that's impressive. How old is he now?
28,
29?
30.
Yeah,
early
to mid 30s is what I would guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And
He's a young looking guy.
He comes from a big family that also plays cards. His dad Brett does, and I'm from Wisconsin. I'm in some groups on Facebook. Like Josh Reichard is our hero. We all know he's the best player from Wisconsin. Phil Hellmuth was from there. He now lives in California. But like Josh Reichard, I will take him any day. I will not be surprised now that he's etched his name on the Mike Sexton's Champions Cup, now that he has 15, 16 WSOP circuit rings and is always in contention on that leaderboard. Like he's going to win a bracelet.
Yeah.
He almost did last
sick.
year, right?
Yeah, he got second in I think it was a Moneymaker. Yeah.
Or Mini-Main. I think it was
Mini-Main.
Mini-Main.
Mini-Main,
Still
yeah.
pretty
my bad.
sick,
Yeah, we talked about it in the Best Without a Bracelet.
Yeah.
Like his name came up.
Yeah.
So.
What's the triple thing that you need to get? So you need to get bracelet, WPT, and what was the...
It used to be an EPT
an
title.
EPT or
Yeah.
a Triton? Oh, no, not Triton, but EPT. Okay.
So
I would say now it's got to be, I would say online WSOP.com 250, then online WSOP.com 500, and then maybe 1K. I think that's the top 3. I don't know. Could be wrong.
I think
those tournaments just don't even count, though.
Yeah, I am aware.
Fake slit. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Josh Reichard. I know he delivered for his big rail, his big group. They had, they were just there all night long sweating.
Huge rail?
Yeah, huge rail. And it was a long final table. They were
Long
deep.
Oh my
final
God, it
table.
took forever
Deep?
too.
He went deep? Sick.
Deep. But when you should watch it, when they air it finally, I can't imagine they cut out all of the rowdiness. It had to have, overwhelmed some of the audio because we were very loud.
Well, I saw a thing today and it was somebody posting, I think it was a golf tournament or a tennis tournament, and it was the organizers have decided to ban alcohol from the stands, and I was like, kind of got him day 2. And I clicked on it and it was tennis. I was like, oh, cool.
I was going to say it was a rail filled of Midwesterners,
That's not
Wisconsinites.
fair.
We
Yeah, what are you
drink,
gonna do?
we know how to throw them back.
No, don't you guys have a secret ability? You can just generate blood alcohol content on the spot, just trying to go super sane, just
Alcohol in and just right out. No big deal.
It's just a matter of drinking throughout the day and sneaking things in.
I see. Okay. Yeah, no, I've got vodka in my Capri Sun. Actually, I've got a problem.
I've got Capri Sun in my vodka somehow.
Holy shit. That's great. That's just crazy.
All right, well, congratulations to Josh Reichard in etching his name on the WPT Mike Sexton's Champions Cup. We will see you at the WSOP, which is the big story, right? Everything's going to shift now for the next 7 weeks. The World Series of Poker, it's day 3 as we're recording this. No bracelets have been awarded yet. 2 of them will be today. And one of them being in my favorite event where I won this, the casino employees event, which I played, didn't do anything special, 2 bullets. It was never above starting stack, but you both played.
Yep.
And Kyna.
Well, was there some problem with that?
I haven't heard any issues.
We just had a good time.
Everything seemed fine to me.
Yeah, it seems okay.
Well, not everybody thought that. Our good friend Alan Kessler sent out a tweet in which he said, I hate to be a rat, but I want a fair playing field on day 2 of the casino employees event. Poker reporters who interview players and do updates in the casino should obviously qualify. Does a professional poker player who's been a guest co-host on a few episodes of a poker podcast really qualify as a casino employee? He's talking about you, Mike.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, you could clearly tell that is geared towards Mike, but he got me in the fire there too. Like I am the same, and I love you, Alan. You're my homie, you're my buddy, but you're being a bit of a hypocrite here because he flat out came up and told me, he's like, oh, you can play that now. You should play that. You can work for Poker News. You can play that. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I will.
Seems to be there's a lot of sentiment online that he's very sexist towards men. That he likes to. What's so funny about that?
I think it's funny the way she phrased it, but I don't think you're wrong, right? Because
I don't think I'm
there's
wrong
a
at
double
all.
standard, right? Because I know what you're saying. When the female is involved, he understands and he
100%
defends.
of the time
But
he
when it comes
understands.
to you,
Yeah, what's the difference between Kyna and I in that facet?
In that
you know
instance,
what I mean?
yeah. I mean, okay, fair. Like there was, everybody loves controversy, right? Like let's get started. Day 1 of the WSOP, there's some problems. There's always, people got to talk about something. So let's let them talk about us. It's not a big deal, I guess.
So I think they have a fair point in some aspects. Honestly, I mean, I certainly had concerns before I played the event. I put up a poll on my Twitter and I said, like, am I a piece of trash for playing this? Yes or no? And I think it was like 67% said no. Ryan DiPaolo, self-proclaimed Lord of Poker, who am I to say he's not, said it was fine. Norman Chad said it wasn't. A bunch of other people said it was, the vast majority. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not going to play it. And then when I started talking to casino employees who were going to play it, every single one of them was like, dude, you have to play it. Are you serious? I hope you get to my table. Like, I'm trying to have some fun. So, like, I don't know. I final tabled the Venetian. That lasted until 9, and max late reg was 9:30 on that. Came over to WSOP Deposit. I had 3 minutes left on registration. Saw a bunch of my friends in line. They're all like, you got to register. So instead of playing the 5K, I played that. And I mean, it's a casino employees event, but it's really an industry employees event, correct?
Yeah, more or less. So let me explain kind of the situation too. So this event has been either the first or right at the beginning of the World Series of Poker for many, many years, even before the poker boom. But back in the day, it was played 7-card stud, maybe limit hold'em, eventually no limit hold'em. But it used to be a dealer's event. It was classified as a dealer's event. And at some point, the World Series of Poker made it a casino employees event. So it could expand beyond a dealer, right? Because a cage person isn't necessarily a dealer, but they may be working in the poker room. So they expanded that. So casino employee, right? That could include the janitor. It could include the waiter that works at the restaurant inside the casino, what have you. In 2013, we were told at Poker News that we're going to let you guys play the casino employee event this year. We're contracting you to come work for the World Series of Poker.
So 11 years ago, you guys have been able to play for 11 years.
Right. Yeah. And I wasn't I hadn't anticipated playing, and they told us a few days. So I said, okay, why not? And I ended up winning it. Right. So
awesome stuff.
And even back then, it was kind of the same. I'm getting deja vu a little bit, like this backlash, because it was all like, he's not working in a casino. He works for a poker media company. How is he qualified to play this? So on and so forth. Right. So I totally get it. I went through all that myself. Here's the rub with you in this instance. Like, that's been the case with Poker News since, and you are now working for Poker News in terms of you get paid to do this podcast. You're getting paid by Poker News, and we got you guys to the World Series of Poker with a credential. Like, you were part of the Poker News team for the summer. So on the face of things, like, you can and are allowed to play that event, which you did. Now, a lot of people say, should you have? Maybe that's a different question. But
yeah, no, and listen, I think it's completely fair. What I think people don't understand is if you were there, if you played with me, I haven't heard anyone who I played with, and I brought it up at every single table I was at because I felt a little uncomfortable. You know, I'm obviously a decently well-known professional poker player, and I'm playing with a bunch of people who are casino employees, media members, yada, yada. So I felt a little uncomfortable. And to be honest with you, what I did was I went in there, I called some all-ins blind. You know, I played super splashy. I was having a good time. Every table I was at, we had a blast. I just wanted to make it enjoyable for everybody, and I didn't want anyone to feel uncomfortable with me playing, even though I am allowed to play, right? But like morally, there's obviously a dilemma, which is why I put up the Twitter poll, and it seemed like I wasn't getting too much backlash, except for from Norman Chad, who told me to bring some Yinglings, which I did. He wasn't there, and I don't regret my decision, but I wish I wasn't getting so much backlash for it. But I think we're just real fast. What I was saying at the beginning is it's not just people there who are dealers. Like you're there with, I mean, a lot of the people there now play for a living. The last 10 people, I'd say me plus 4 others, all our primary incomes through poker. So, I mean, it's not just me, but obviously I'm the most well-known of the people in there.
So, and I get what you're saying. And so the issue is this is you went deep. You ended up finishing what, 11th?
11th,
right?
yeah.
So like you actually got in the spotlight. And so people took notice. I can tell you, having played this event every year since I've won it, so for more than a decade, every year there is some well-known person that is playing this because maybe they, got a real job with DraftKings or something like that.
Yeah.
They just have never went deep
Kenny
before.
Hallard's in it every year, right?
Yeah.
Kenny Hallard's an absolute world-class
I don't know if he's in it
poker.
every year, but I'm sure he's played it. But like the point being is a lot of people have. I know other bracelet winners and stuff that have played it over the years. They just go under the radar, right? It's kind of like when a guy enters a ladies event, it's like, okay, fun and games, he busts, right?
Yeah.
But when he goes
wins,
deep or wins,
That's true.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I lost my train of thought. I was just going to say too, like, I love how all these people come out of the woodworks too to just comment and like sort of like, hey, I hate this term, but like to white knight for the industry employees. Like, what do they need to be stuck up for? Like some of them, like you said, are great players. They play professionally now, like I don't think that they needed all of these people to come to their aid and be like, no, these pros should not be playing with us. Like, it's still a cool thing. It's still like, hey, you get to play with a big pro. You're playing a tournament. It's fun. Like you said, I had a lot of fun playing at my table too. Like, I met some people. There was a whole group from the lodge there that came and played together, and they were super fun and nice. And just seeing some of my other dealer friends from all over the country playing, and they were excited to see me in there and play, So I don't know why they need such protecting here where we have to change the rules and we have to make it better. Like, point received, like, we won't play again. We won't play next year, but I was excited for it. I had a good time playing it. Like, I didn't think there was really going to be this big of a response to it.
I think the World Series of Poker just needs to evolve it, right? It did go from dealers event to casino employees event. It just needs to become more of an industry wide thing, and then just, I don't know, make them show either a media credential, some sort of gaming license, a badge, or a pay stub. Because something else that happens each and every year is somebody worked for a casino 3 years ago and they still have a badge that doesn't have a date on it. They come show it, and they, when I final tabled, I know that one of the players who made the final table with me had been a poker dealer like a year or two earlier, but had transitioned to being a professional poker player.
Yeah, I played with multiple people who told me, I'm not going to say who, but multiple people who said in there like, I don't know. I play poker for a living now. I mean,
right. And people coming out being like, oh, but like if Mike had won it, like would he have given the bracelet back? Would he have given the money back? Like, no.
No, I would have let my nuts hang. I literally would have stood up and let my nuts hang right on the table, and I would have said, I would have been wearing a dealer outfit, a dealer uniform. My apologies. Yeah.
I don't even think you need to go that far, though. You want a bracelet. It's still not like a layup.
No, I would troll. It would be trolling.
People are treating this event like it's a bunch of shit nobody players that we don't deserve. Like, get out of here. Let the bad players play. And that's not the case. They don't need protecting. There are a lot of good players in that field. It is still a credible, worthy event that if I had won that bracelet and beat 1,100 people in it, I would be proud of my bracelet. You know what I mean?
There's at least 3 people out of the final 10 where if I had the opportunity, I would back them, stake them in anything in the WSOP up to 3Ks, maybe even 5Ks. I mean, it wasn't like these guys are chumps. I mean, there was a couple people on my last table who were really good. Lang, I think is his name, Lang, guy from, I want to say Texas, dealer there or something like that, but nice kid, very skilled. And then who else was it? Placido. I'm getting that name wrong. It's like Placido. I think it was a super cool dude. He's also there. I think he's chip leading. I think his name is Juan maybe or Jose. I can't remember.
Well, I can actually say because I just I can't say it. 4 minutes ago, a winner emerged in this event.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So the first bracelet of the World Series of Poker 2024 actually has happened. While we're on the air, Jose Garcia, rather.
That's
Jose
my dog,
Garcia.
Placido.
Yeah.
Placido in the motherfucking building. That's my guy.
Almost $80,000 for first place.
Who was
prize.
runner-up?
Runner-up was Richard Rothmeyer.
Okay, hell yeah. Awesome. Let's go, Richard.
So there we go. We have a winner. Look, I'll put it this way. I agree with you. I've been saying it for years, like the Casino Employees event. I won it. I've taken the backlash. I've had to contend with it for more than a decade. Like, it is a tough field. These players know what they're doing, right? You either have dealers and people who work in poker environments coming, so they know the game, or you might have a guy who's a waiter or a janitor, but like he knows poker. He's not just wandering in. You know? So it is a tougher field than you might expect. But my point being like this is it's a simple case of don't hate the player, hate the game. The rules are what they are. They allow
rules
for
are
it.
rules.
And
The rules are the rules, and the facts are the facts.
Right.
So if the cheese drawer is open, you've got to pay the tax.
I will say though, Mike, I'm glad you kind of didn't win because it would have only gotten
I know.
worse.
Actually, I was thinking that too when I woke up
there's-
this morning. I'm like, I hope Holtz didn't win.
Well, no, it's a scale, right? It's a scale. Like, I think I got the best late position. So I didn't final table. I final table bubbled. If I get to the final table, I get the hate, but not the glory. If I win, I get the hate and the glory. So I can just turn into a troll and just,
All right, so all that aside, the Casino Employee event can be a lot of fun. And one of my favorite moments kind of was when you actually did end up rebuying and you went and sat down at a new table. I got a text from Connor Richards, who hosts the other Poker News show, the Life Outside Poker. You got sat right next to him.
Yeah, it was fun. I got sat right next to him. There were some people at that table too that I recognized. And yeah, we just had a fun time. I was just like, having a couple drinks like I do. And just, just like needle and jab and Connor Richards to my left over here.
Yeah, it's and you took a video, and I thought it was great because Nikki Limo, who filled in and joined us, she went deep in the tournament too, and she made a little appearance. Let's show that right here.
Okay, this is Kyna England reporting for Poker News, sitting down, playing the Casino Employees event. Right next to none other than Connor Richards.
I wanted to knock your stack over, but you didn't have one.
Look at her just ruin my video like that. Good luck, us. Good luck. Yay. Fuck you, Nikki.
All right. We are back. 25K draft. The last time I was in studio, you guys weren't here. I was sat with David ODB Baker and Daniel Negreanu to talk about the fantasy draft, and it happened this past Monday. Poker News was there. We were doing live updates. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. There ended up being 19 teams, meaning $475,000 is going into the prize pool. And just to give you some of the expensive picks, right? So every team had a $200 budget. You would nominate a player, and then you could bid back and forth. Daniel Negreanu went for an all-time high of $132. He had said in his vlog if he wanted to draft himself. He went in there, he was going to draft himself. Never expected his price to go that high.
It's very high.
And it was Donnie Peters from last year's championship team, my former boss at Poker News. He's like, I was going as high as I needed to get him. And him and Brent Hanks went at it. And so 132, that's crazy. The next closest, 110, was Alex Livingston.
I was going to pick that team because I think that's that's actually Team Lang, right? And this is my buddy's team. And Alex Livingston, solid pick. And he's got some other pretty solid picks. Nick Papillo on there, got drafted too. Some good mixed game players on that list.
Yeah, we're going to flash all of the teams here as we're talking about it. I'm looking at Team Lang. Yeah, Alex Livingston, Ian Matakis, the reigning. He went for $22, which I think is a steal, maybe even a bigger steal. Depends on what he plays. Jason Mercier for $2 went to that team. Nick Papillo. David Bakes Baker. That is a very solid team. Mike, did you have a chance at all to look over any of these teams?
I haven't looked at the exact teams, but I'm familiar with the list of players and how much they got drafted for. So I've got some.
Yeah, we'll share. Were there any people that you were surprised to see for go a high price or too lower? What were your thoughts?
I thought Jeff Madsen going for $1 was fucking ridiculous. Like $1?
Was it just like a last pick though?
Every ODB team I have him in there. Was he last pick? That's crazy. If so.
I mean, if he went for $1, like
He's
it's
playing
probably
No,
people just
he wasn't the last pick. So what happens is once people's budgets get down, they can nominate a player, but nobody else has money to bid against it, sort of thing. So they usually get him for $1 or something, you know.
Well, I'm just surprised because I like saw some of the other names on the list who got drafted for between $2 and $7, and I was like, wow, I would pick Jeff over the vast majority of these, if not every single one of them.
Yeah.
He's playing a full mixed schedule. I think a lot of people will regret not drafting him. And then
just real quick with Jeff Mattson, I don't have this prepared, so we're going to add this. But I was looking through the photos because we did a group photo during that casino employees event before when we were coming back from break, and I was looking through them, and when one of them, Jeff, like jumped in the background of us. I don't know if you've seen this.
No,
but
I didn't know that. That's pretty funny.
I'll show it on air, but he's in the air jumping behind us. It was perfect.
Yeah,
so.
Ian obviously is great.
Yeah.
I think Benny Glazer is a steal. I think he was $57. He's in every one of my drafts. Scott Seaver, I mean, I would never bet against Scott Seaver, especially with him coming out and saying he takes bracelet bets against anyone this year. I think if he's serious, in my mind, he's the favorite to win Player of the Year. I think if he's serious, he could be the number one scoring person easily.
Yeah, $37 he went for. So I'm going to guess your team, AJ's Eagles, which is AJ Kelsall. He's got Jeff Mattson.
Yeah.
He's got Scott Seaver. He's also got John Hennigan, Arthur Morris, Steve Wolansky, David Peters, and some others.
Those are the only two teams I know are Negreanu's in that one because I have a 5,000 bet against Negreanu for AJ's Eagles versus his team.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of solid teams in it, but it's like fantasy football and other fantasy sports. Like whenever you draft in fantasy football, you leave the draft thinking like, oh, I killed it. I have a great team, right? So 19 teams probably did the same thing, but we'll have to see. I did think it was funny. Ren Lin was there, Team Lady Gaga. A very interesting strategy. So you have to fill 8 spots. So Sean Deeb, he buys for $104, which is, Sean probably should have went for a little more, but 104. He was the third highest in the draft. Then he bids 90 on Yuri Divalesky out of Brazil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great player.
Interesting
but
strategy.
he just blew, $194. And he's got $6 left, and he has to make 6 picks.
Yeah.
So he could only get dollar players from that point forward, and they're pretty much all players from China that a lot of the mainstream people don't know, but he does because that's where he's from.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
I was surprised that some people didn't get drafted, like Michael Holtz. I'm pretty shocked there.
Are you a $0 player too?
I'm a bonus player.
We are the same.
Yeah, no, exactly. I didn't even get picked in the draft. I didn't get picked in the draft. I can play the employees event. I get no respect. I swear to God, I'm going to make them rue the day.
You're leading
You didn't
the
draft me.
scoreboard.
What an error. What a vast error.
It's funny because when Negreanu was in studio, he talked about that, about how players want to be drafted, and if they don't, some of them you're like, well, I want to prove them wrong.
I wanted not to be drafted so I could have nightmare fuel. I just have like a board with every single team captain's face in my house, like a dartboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even throw darts. I just stare at them in the dark.
Well, I did want to share a little clip. Daniel Negreanu is doing his daily vlogs during the World Series of Poker, which it's part of my tradition. I watch them every day. I really enjoy them.
Yeah, me
and,
too.
He did record during the 25K draft. We've got just a little clip on his thoughts, and if you look carefully, you might be able to see me in the background. Here it is.
Let's go. All right, here we are. We're at the draft. We got a room full of people who showed up on time, with 2 exceptions. There's the board, as you can see. Looks like 19 teams, which is a big number. And it'll be, what, $475,000 prize pool. And we'll get started here in a few minutes. Okay, we need a plan B, Christian, because I was 100% going to draft myself this year. Team frickin' Donnie and Team fucking Brent, the media people, bid 132. That's a little out of our price range. Sean Deeb went for 104. I went for, that's a record by a lot. Good bet. They must have a lot of $1 players. So we've got to go to plan B. I need a new stud. Got to figure out a new stud. I know who. Exactly what's going on right now, Mr. Baker.
Well, Sean Deeb went for 104. Daniel Negreanu went for 132, and now Alex Livingston is over 105. Sean Deeb is full-blown tilt.
Okay, let's take a look. He's going to punish everybody for this, isn't he? You're going to punish everybody. So these are the champs from last year, and they went bonkers bidding against the team. You paid 132 on me. Are you nuts? But then you look over here, and you go, maybe they know what they're doing, huh? Nice work. I'm going to win for you. Don't you worry. I'll put up $300.
You're due for a bracelet. It's only been like 20.
Is that if I put up $300, you won't be satisfied? Oh my God! Okay, so I've picked 3 players, and there's no question that I have all the drip. All the drip. I got the coolest. Nick Schulman. Nobody's cooler than him. Everyone agrees. Then I got fucking Chino Reen. And I had a Nacho fucking Barbero, man. He's so unbelievable. This fucking team is beautiful. I think. I don't know. We'll see. It could be bad.
All right, we are back. I will be keeping an eye on all things 25K fantasy draft all summer long. Poker News has a devoted hub you can go to. We also have it in the live updates so that you can sort the hands and chip counts by the 25K players. There's a filtering option, so if all you want to see is the 25K players and those sweats, you can check it out at PokerNews.com. World Series of Poker usually starts with the Casino Employees event as the number 1 event on the schedule. That wasn't the case this year. It was number 2. It took place a couple hours after event number 1, which was the $5,000 Champions Reunion, where all the former main event champions who showed up got a free buy-in, and then anybody who eliminated them ended up winning a $10,000
Oh, they got
seat.
a free buy-in too.
Yeah.
Was all that, do you know, I assume was that all added from WSOP to the thing, or did that come out of the prize pool?
I don't know for sure. I assume WSOP bought them in and didn't take that aspect out of it. I don't know about the main event seat
Me either,
aspect.
but that was actually legitimately like 3 minutes before the Casino Employees. I was like, my buddy's like, you shouldn't even play that. They don't even say they add it. So I was like, I'll just play the Casino Employees anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was happy that they started with this one. It's a new event. I ended up loving it. I was walking through the field on a break of the Casino Employees event, and I'm like, is that Dan Harrington?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, like nobody's seen Action Dan in, a decade. And
has it really been that long?
I mean, it's been a long time. He hasn't cashed. I'm going to actually look it up. I brought my computer here for the first time so I can do this sort of thing.
Okay.
Dan Harrington won the World Series of Poker main event in 1995. But maybe more well-known for final tabling back-to-back during the height of the poker boom, right? 2003 when Moneymaker won and 2004 when Greg Raymer won. So he's a 2-time bracelet winner. He ended up, let's see, the last time he cashed in a WSOP event was back in 2014. So, 10 years ago.
Wow, I didn't know that. I guess I grew up watching him in all the WSOP main event things, and I just I guess I've never even seen him in person then. That's crazy.
Yeah, and just to see some of those old school legends, that were there, like Tom McAvoy dressed to the nines in like a pink cowboy hat and a pink suit, which was just a great little thing. Robert Varconi, who is the 2002 World Series of Poker champ, right before Moneymaker. Even Moneymaker wasn't planning on playing it and then flew in for it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And it was interesting because he ended up going up against Johnny Chan, the guy he eliminated in 2003 on his way to victory. So we have 2 main event champs going at it, and I got a little clip. Faraz Jaka was there to capture this.
Jaka.
Here it is.
Main event champ on main event champ crime over here.
Oh no, that's a bad card in the window. We usually run better than this. Come on. Good luck, guys.
Run better, Chris.
That's some good content right there for the
website. Right. The fuck, man?
It was your video that got me.
Yeah. I turned it on after.
All right, so there you have it. Johnny Chan, the master, busting Chris Moneymaker. So Johnny Chan has a seat into this year's WSOP main event. And there was another interesting thing that kind of you and I talked about off the air. John Cynn, former main event champ, was there. I haven't seen much of him, but you have a connection with him.
Yeah, I haven't seen him around much. I haven't seen him play, but I was going through my yearbook like a couple of years ago, like when I was playing more regularly, and I look at my senior yearbook and I see my picture, and just a few pictures over, there's John Cynn. And I was like, oh my God, we went to high school. Not only did we go to the same high school, we were in the very same graduating class on the same page of the yearbook. I have a picture of that. I'll send it to you. But yeah, I mean, so it's like a fun conversation being like, well, I'm not even the best poker player in my graduating class. So welcome back, John.
That is wild.
He played a lot on Live at the Bike, I believe, right?
Oh, maybe.
Like a lot of cash on Live at the Bike afterwards. He was playing those games. It was either Hustler or I'm pretty sure Live at the Bike, but yeah, great cash player too.
I actually have mad respect for people who win the main event and is like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, what else? Like, where else am I going to go?
Some
I got the money.
Stuff.
Yeah. Like P.S. Hines, Peter Eastgate.
Oh, yeah. What happened to P.S. Hines? Well, Peter Eastgate, I don't know.
Take the money and run.
Yeah.
There were, I think, ended up being, I want to say 22 former main event champs, which was higher than expected. There were some that, as I said, I really enjoyed seeing from the history aspect. Dan Harrington, who, ironically, I read Jeff Walsh's piece on WPT about why Harrington was here. He apparently didn't even know about this event. He, coincidence, was in Vegas across the street at the Bellagio for a jewelry convention. And somebody brought it up. Oh, are you in town for this Champions Reunion? He said, what's that? And he got it explained to him, and then he comes over.
It. That's so crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, and he ends up cashing it. 37th place, Action Dan, 37th place for $11,000.
Action Dan is such a great nickname for him. Like,
it is.
They should call me Mike the Knit, you know? Like,
that actually,
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
There were some others there that I was surprised to see. So Brad Doherty, who won the main event in 1991, the first ever champion in the main event to win $1 million. He lives in somewhere in Southeast Asia now. I want to say Thailand. Don't see him ever. He doesn't really play anything.
Sure.
But he showed up for this. So it was really cool to see him. And likewise, 1993 WSOP champ Jim Bechtel was there. So just to see some of these guys, but you want to guess who the former world champ who went the deepest, who lasted the longest was?
Qui Nguyen.
It was Qui Nguyen.
I saw him. To be fair, I was 11 left in the casino employees event, and he was right across from me.
Oh, there you go.
Let me say this. That boy, shining like a new money.
I mean, that's where he spent all his winnings, right? He's just blinged out to the core.
I saw his outfit. I've never been so jealous in my life. Like his swag is unquestioned. It's unmatched. He's a unstoppable force. And at the same time, an immovable object.
You're right. Crazy. He finished 21st for a little over $15K. That event is down to the final, looks like the final 8 players as we are recording this. Asher Conniff, Terry Fleischer.
Is Asher chip leading?
He's not, but he's second in chips right now.
Let's go, Asher.
Terry
Let's go,
chip
Terry.
leading, right?
Terry was, but now he's down to third place.
Who's chip leading?
Jonathan Pastor out of France.
I got to be honest, anti-sweating Nanad. Where's he at in there?
He is 5th right now.
Okay, so I'm in a 1K bracelet event with like 36 other people.
Right. It doesn't work though. Like the anti-sweat makes them more powerful. It's like the anti-sweat. It's like the most powerful kind of sweat.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. There's 34 other people anti-sweating him.
Yeah.
You think my
explain? I know what you're talking about. This like prop bet. Who organized this? It was $1,000.
Elvis did.
Yeah.
Elvis Tomas.
And it's basically anybody who's never won a live bracelet before.
Correct.
Yeah, and then so there's 34 of you, $34,000 in the prize pool. First person to win a bracelet this summer wins that.
Yeah, and it's funny because yesterday it's the casino employees event, the tag team, the women's don't count, yada yada. So it's funny because I could literally have won the bracelet today in the casino employees event and lost the bracelet event in the same exact day, even though I won it first. Like,
right.
So it's kind of crazy. So I haven't even played a bracelet event yet, and I could lose the bet by now. So pretty gross.
Well, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that bracelet because it's not gonna end while we're recording this, but we will definitely cover it.
Yeah, shout out my boy Aram Zobian. I know he's already out.
Yeah,
but,
he busted.
Yeah, but that's my dog. He also one of the best players in the world. Yeah, one of the absolute most elite best players in the world. Aram Zobian.
He is in the fantasy draft. You want to guess how much he went for? I don't even know. I'm gonna look it up. What would you have paid out of your $200 budget?
Well, it depends. I guess I'd have to look at the rules more. Yeah, I'm not that big into drafting too many no limit guys, but I would say maybe $7, $8, $9.
Damn, you nailed it. It was $7.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Pretty good. Well, we'll have to wait and see how they do, and we'll cover that. I want to end this episode with a little bit about the PokerNews DeepStacks, and it's our PokerNews ambassador, Robin Poker, your Game of Gold co-star, Lucas Robinson. But he also caught some flack, too, because he actually went deep in the casino employees event, too. He finished in 9th place, so a couple spots more than you.
We played for, 4 hours at the end. Great guy, super nice, awesome to meet him. Great guy for poker. Yeah,
he's a good ambassador, and I know he only meant well, and enjoyed his time in the casino employees event.
No, without a shadow of a doubt. He does so much content creation outside.
Right. He actually makes more of his money outside of playing poker by working.
So
in the
to
industry,
rag on him would be outlandish.
Yeah.
Like I get the hate on me. You know what I mean? I do truthfully. If you don't if you don't know me, if you haven't heard me talk about it, I could totally see the hate towards me from some people. I get it. I don't get any of the hate towards him. He should not get any hate.
He's a great guy. You're going to see it in this video. He did a little tour of the PokerNews Daily DeepStacks area, which is not in the. It's like in the Horseshoe Poker Hall of Fame room. Up there's a couple rooms up in the escalators. It's all branded PokerNews. There's giveaways, things like that. But don't take it from me. Here's Robin Poker.
Here we go. First Daily Deep Stack of the summer. I'm super excited. Here we go. Where is everyone?
Welcome to the PokerNews Daily DeepStack Challenge. Located in the Normandy and Provence ballrooms, this is the new home of the same daily tournaments you know and love, with a twist.
Players participating in the 3 daily DeepStack events right here at the WSOP will earn points, and with points comes prizes.
Points earned across the week will be tallied into a leaderboard, and the top 10 point earners each week will receive complimentary seats for the first ever $600 PokerNews DeepStack Championship, kicking off June 25th. Reach a final table to get your hands on one of these limited edition card protectors, while the winner of each weekly leaderboard will receive this beautiful trophy.
So, what are you waiting for? PokerNews Daily DeepStacks, win yourself a seat to the $600 PokerNews DeepStack Championships. See you there.
All right, there you have it. Check out the PokerNews Daily DeepStacks at the 2024 World Series of Poker when you can, and get ready for that $600 buy-in PokerNews DeepStack Championship bracelet event. Along those lines, are you guys going to play it? What's your plan here for the rest of the World Series? I know you're going to be in here when you can, but kind of what about you? What's coming up?
I'm going to play the bounty next. I'm going to play tomorrow. I know Mike's going to go play right now, but I need to rest. So I'm going to play the weekend, the bounty, and then, I'm definitely going to play that PokerNews DeepStack event. That looks like lots of fun.
It's between the seniors and the ladies for me. I haven't decided which one, but it's going to be one of those two, for sure.
I actually want to ask you, because we didn't talk about it too much. We don't have to dive into it too much, but WorldSeriesOfPoker.com, a lot has changed in the last week. They've combined new software and a new player pool. Michigan is in there. There's going to be 30 bracelet events this summer. Are you excited about that and these developments and those events? Or
I have super mixed feelings now. Yeah. I'm happy because it looks like the fields are going to be bigger. I'm disappointed because the transition's been really bad. I mean, it's been rough. It happened 3 days before the series. It's supposed to have a month beforehand. I know that there's millions of dollars so far that hasn't transferred over for people. I have multiple, everybody's messaging me asking, I work there, which, by the way, let me say this. The amount of questions I answer for WSOP.com, I'm a WSOP.com employee. I should be paid by them. It's ridiculous. But everyone's missing money. There's 30,000, 50,000, Adam Hendricks.
Damn.
A couple other people have quite a bit of money. I don't want to mention who, but their money has not transferred over. They've gone in person. They've told them the money's going to be over in hours, and it's been 2 days now, and nobody has money, and they're very confused and concerned. So
well, hopefully they can get that all ironed out. I know that the holdup, they wanted to announce it earlier, but they have to wait on regulators, right? This isn't always in the control of the WSOP, but I'm sure they'll get that straightened out. It is licensed and regulated, so it's not like that one is just going to disappear. It's just, from a customer service standpoint, very rough.
That's what I've just been telling everyone. I've just been saying, listen, they're going to get your money. If they don't, that would be insane. I mean, it's literally licensed and regulated. It's not going to happen. Plus, there's a paper trail of everything. So it shouldn't be an issue. They're just super backlogged. I can't imagine how much nonsense they're going through right now because there's 20,000 sweaty men and women coming in there trying to yell at them and deposit and can't you do this, can't you do that? And so I'm sure it's super hectic. And I do look forward to having a bigger field to play with. I just hope everything goes smooth for everybody.
Well, we're only on day 3 as we record this. Remember, 2 episodes of the PokerNews Podcast throughout the 2024 World Series of Poker. We will release on Tuesdays and Fridays. I am Chad Holloway, Kyna Mike, Mike Holtz. Until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.